Good morning from a really blustery, windy day, and the weather forecast has been threatening a dust storm from the Sahara for a couple of weeks now, and I think it's rolling in because the sky, though not red and dusty as it usually is still a little bit weird. So I'm wondering if the dust has finally made it here. So it's windy out. I hate working in the wind. Something about it stresses me out. I don't know if that's weird, but it's definitely not my favorite thing to be working in. But I'm gonna crack on with the tool shed. Rain or shine, wind or no wind, I've got to get started up again on this project, and I'm excited to get going on it. First thing I need to do, I've got a couple of very exciting things lurking in the grass on my third terrace, and in order to get it out, I've got to strim a path. So I'll get the strimmer out, I'll get started with that, and I'll blaze a trail to these two things that hopefully I can use in the foundation. So I have two beautiful rocks hidden in the grass over there that I need to strim a path to, and that's because I've got a trolley dolly thing that will struggle to get through the long grass, so I need to bushwhack a trail to the stones, and that'll make things a lot easier for me later on. I love strimming. I find it so relaxing. It's easy just to get into the zone and go for it and spend a whole day doing it. I really do love it. So though I have loads of strimming to do on my land, I will have to exercise some restraint, just do the path to the stones and then stop there, even though I'd quite happily continue doing all of the strimming on the land today. Today and the rest of this weekend are all about the tool shed, so I'll do a little bit of strimming and then I'll have to cut myself off and get onto the stonework. So I have beside me two really amazing stones. Yes, it is possible to have amazing stones. I love working with rocks, and sometimes you just find the perfect rock to fit your purpose, and these two right here are actually one big giant rock that was split in two. My friend Ben came over. He's a stonemason, and he showed me some tricks using a tool called a plug and feathers. And I don't recommend you use the search term plug and feathers when looking for this tool. It will take you to some strange places, my friends. I think I ended up having to search for feather and wedge, and that was a little bit more PG. But basically it's a bunch of metal things that you stick into holes that you drill, and it allows you to split huge rocks in two, or split big chunks of rocks off of a larger rock. So these rocks were done with the window in mind, but they're too big for what I want to use it for the window. So I'm hoping I can split them again, save the window stones for later. The window is coming soon, hopefully this summer, and use the remainder of the stones up in my foundation. Not only will it give me hopefully some good stones to work with, it'll also finally clear these giant rocks off of this terrace. They've been sitting here probably now for at least a year. So I would love to get them out of what has become their resting space and put them to good use in my window and my foundation. And now that I've strimmed a path for the trolley thing, it'll be a lot easier to move them once I split them. So I'm gonna get the tools out. The mega drill will be in use. The plug and feathers / feather and wedges will be in use. The lump hammer some chisels, and let's see if I can get these two stones split so I can actually move them and use them. So the strimming is done, and I've had a little break, I've had some lunch, and I've been on a very exciting errand. My friends with the clay have taken pity upon me once again, and I've reloaded 4 buckets of this glorious, glorious stuff. Emptying this is a huge pain in the neck because I've got to do it bucket by bucket. So I'll do this another time. Right now, I think what I'll do is head down to the terraces below and think about moving some stones up there so I've got a nice supply to work with. And then after I do that, I'll probably break the stones apart. But another job I'd like to get done before the end of this video is laying these pipes and thinking a little bit more about this bathroom area that's going to be over here. So I've got a lot on my plate today, and it's really hot out. Slightly concerning for March how hot it is already. The haze is still there, but the stones aren't going to move themselves, so let's get to it. So the rocks that are in the pile over there are from a section of wall that was here, because eventually I would love to have my parking down on this terrace, just enough for a couple of cars over there, so that the top terrace can be completely garden and lush and really nice. I have no idea if my car will fit down here or any larger cars will fit. But I think it will. I think things just get a little sketchy down there. So my friend had a road made next door going from the top of her land to the bottom, and there was a tractor guy around, so he came, took the rocks out with the tractor, and I had no idea where to put them, so I just had him dump them here. This was about a year ago, and here they are. Some of them are quite large, but I think a lot of these will be really, really good for my foundation. So while I'm not massively excited about moving a huge pile of rocks, I do like physical work from time to time. Gets the blood pumping, feel good afterwards. It's nice to feel like you've put in a hard day of work, and having these stones up there is just going to make building the foundation so much easier if I can just have all the stones there and I can see what I have. So it's gonna suck, but it's got to be done. At least I have this thing. I have no idea how else I would have done it without this trolley thing. Well, that was a pretty terrible job. I've been moving those stones for at least an hour and a half, and I still have a small pile of gigantic ones down there. But I'm having some friends over for lunch tomorrow, and I'm hoping that with 2 people, 1 on each arm of the trolley, we can get them up here. So I'm not going to try to kill myself bringing those ones up. I know it's impossible. They're way too big. But I'm happy with what I got done. It's been a slog. It's hot and humid out here, and I'm wondering if this was a wise job to do in the middle of the day. Perhaps it should be a morning job or an evening job, but I guess I wasn't expecting it to be so hot because it's still March. But The temperature is definitely changing and I'm gonna have to adapt. So I knew in my heart that I probably should have split the stones before moving these rocks, and now I can't be bothered working anymore. So I'll split the stones and move them up tomorrow instead. And now I think I'm gonna get my sketch pad and go sit in the hammock and try to make a plan for what I wanna do with the pipes that I have, because I have a rough idea, but I'm not entirely sure how everything should connect just yet. So I've got all the pieces over there. I'll see what I have and I'll do a few drawings so that tomorrow I can split the stones. Hopefully I can lay out the pipes and put them together and then entertain some friends for lunch and hopefully convince them to help me move some stones. So I'm exhausted. I'm headed to the hammock. The wind is bonkers again today. It's pretty crazy out here actually. But the haze is lifting, I think. The Sahara Desert is blowing on past, I guess. And I'm really hoping the wind clears up because I'd much rather eat with my friends at lunch outside than inside the house. There's not a lot of space in there, obviously. So I'm gonna head back inside the house for a little bit. I've got some salad to make, some food things to do, and hopefully the wind will die down before I head down to do some work. But I might as well get the stuff that I need to get the job started when I'm ready to go. Well, first up, the seeds are looking good. No sign of life in the pepper tray. Cucumbers are all looking happy and healthy. Tomatoes are on the way. Lots of exciting things happening, and I'm pretty sure my plug and feathers set thing is somewhere lurking in here. This is my, well, here they are. Oh, they've gotten quite rusty just by being in the polytunnel. This is the thing, the plug and feathers. It's a set of 5 pieces, and I'll show you how to use these very soon. Hello, friends. Come to say hello? I know, it's windy out there, isn't it? I know Mikey doesn't like the wind. I don't think Larry likes it either. I don't think anybody likes the wind. Windsurfers, sailors, but not me. So the wind is still crazy out there, but I'm anxious to push on with the work, so I'm gonna head outside and brave the elements. So I've got the plug and feathers, got Mega Drill at the ready. I love this thing. It's incredibly powerful and super useful, especially if you're somebody who works with granite a lot. And the trick now is finding the right drill bit, because you want to make a hole in the stone, 5 holes in fact, that will fit. Come on, it's all rusted together, it's not good. That will fit this piece with a little bit of space to open it up. So I need a drill bit that's going to make a hole that will go in. And this one I think will do the trick. And then you put 5 of these in the rock along a line and bash this down, and it separates the rock, thus creating a crack and splitting it apart. That's the idea. Let's go see if we can make this work in action. there you have it. Splitting giant blocks of granite using plug-in feathers. You also do need a really powerful drill to get this done to be able to get through the granite, but my battery operated drill is a lot more powerful than I actually would have expected, so it got through really easily. I brought the trolley down because I was intending on taking these pieces up to the top terrace, but they're actually a lot bigger and heavier than I was expecting, so I'll leave them down here for the moment. I have another rock to split, but I'm gonna do that another time.
Subscribe, bring that bell, guys!
So I had a lovely lunch with my friends Jimmy and Tegan, Jimmy's dad. Jimmy helped me move these rocks up. It's definitely a lot better with two people on the trolley thing. And I did manage to put the pipes together before they came, but I'm gonna deal with this tomorrow morning because I've had some beers, I'm full of food, feeling tired, and I'm ready just to relax for the rest of the evening. So I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It's still windy, it's still hazy. The pipes are laid out, sort of, because I'm looking at my drawing and I'm not entirely sure I'm gonna stick with this plan, because this plan buries a join underneath the tool shed, and it also has a much larger pipe for the washing machine than I think I need. So let me explain what I think needs to change. So let's see, got the long pipes. They're 3 meters long and I have joins, so I'm not massively comfortable burying the joins under the ground, but I've used this connector, which is the PVA glue, 2 pieces, and it's apparently a lot better than this connection, which is quite common in Portugal, which is what's, I don't know what it's called, but it's got kind of a plastic O-ring inside. Fits together nice and snugly, but it also pulls apart pretty easily as well. But I borrowed this off of a friend. I think you have to order them online, and this is more commonly found here. So I'm actually gonna tape this up just to make it more secure when I'm moving the pipe around. This one's in nice and securely, and this will be the parts that get stuck under the ground. And in my other drawing, for some reason I can't really explain, I also had this piece buried under the tool shed where I wouldn't be able to access it. And I feel like anywhere where I have joins, I'd much rather have it in a place where I can access it. So it'll be somehow set up outside of the tool shed foundation, and one of them's gonna run to a drain that'll just be in the patio area, and another one will run to a sink somewhere around here. So this is gonna be where I have a compost toilet that's emptied, where I have to empty a bucket. It'll be outside, just sort of a lean-to structure. So what I want to do is just kind of try to figure out the footprint of that this morning as well. And then that'll help me bury this pipe, which is gonna be some kind of a possible separator for pee from the toilet. I don't know if I'll use it or not, but if I do, the pipe will be in there. And then another part that's a little confusing to me over here is the washing machine. So I don't know anything about washing machine plumbing really, but I thought I would need a much larger pipe so that when the washing machine drains, it doesn't really get backed up. So I was gonna change the pipe size from the smaller pipe to a larger pipe for the washing machine, but that would have meant buying this gigantic pipe to run the rest of the way down the land to wherever it's gonna exit. And those pipes are way more expensive than the smaller pipes. And my friends said that were over yesterday for lunch that as far as they know, this pipe size will be fine. So I don't really need these fittings. I need to go to the shop and get the other fittings to fit with this pipe size. But I can do that after I bury the pipe, as long as I just leave a little bit of space to work, because as with the other side, I'm gonna keep these connections outside of the tool shed foundation so I can access them and sort of feed the plumbing in either through the wall, or I might make a little section in the foundation to feed it through. I have no idea if any of what I just said makes any sense at all. It makes sense in my head, and I'm just gonna get digging and hopefully all will become clear when I start working. So before I get started on the digging, I just had the horrible realization that I should probably move this rock first because I want to use it as a cornerstone over on the other side. I think it'll be the perfect cornerstone, nice and big, and I don't really have a lot of stones this large. The problem is, a very long time ago, I actually mortared it in to the foundation here, so I'm gonna have to bash it out and somehow move it over before I start working here so that I don't end up running over any holes I dig or any pipes that I lay down. So first things first, I've got my beloved rock bar, and we're gonna see about getting this thing out of the way. Well, this is gonna suck. In case anyone is wondering out there, I do have steel-toed shoes on, so at least there's that. So I'm just gonna carry on trying to get this stone from here, at least out of the way over by the tree. So I'll check in again when the monster is moved. Okay, the giant stone has been moved just out of the way, not too far. And I've created a massive pile of dirt because I've flattened the area where I'm gonna have the bathroom just to give me an idea of the space. I've moved some rocks from here over to there, and I've made some, I think, decisions. So the P pipe thing will pop up somewhere behind the toilet, and I can figure out the connection for that later on. And this pipe here that's gonna have the drain and the sink will come to about, I don't know, maybe around there, wherever I'm gonna have the wall for the toilet, so maybe a bit further to give myself a bit of space. And it'll come up and the sink will be outside of the toilet area. And then this section here will have another pipe running off of it, which will just have a drain like you'd usually find in a patio or something, so that water, when this place is eventually all tiled with stone or something like that, it won't gather the water. I'll be able to sweep it into the drain and it'll go down the pipe and be gone. So I think I've got a pretty good grasp on what I want to do. I need some more pieces for the washing machine thing, but I can deal with that later. And now, it's time to bury some pipes. Okay, the pipes are well on their way to being buried, and I'm gonna keep at it. I'm gonna refine the middle part of the foundation, add some more gravel to the edges, I think. I'm a little concerned that the pipes are a bit too close to the top. I had to do that because of a giant thing of concrete that I put into the foundation on the other side that would have been really hard to break apart. So I made a call. I think it's gonna be okay, and if it's not, I'll figure it out when the time comes. So I've got the pipes in for the most part. The next step will be to get a few more attachments I need from town, and then actually start building the stem wall with all these rocks that I've hauled up here. So I'm excited to get going with that. However, it's gonna rain for the next week, so I'm not gonna do that until we'll have a few dry days so I can have a chance for the mortar to set without having to cover everything up with the tarp. So that's my next step on the tool shed. Next step for work is gonna be back inside, where I'm gonna finish off the bottle wall between the bathroom and the living space, and the cupboard wall as well. So I've got more clay, I'm able to do that, and I'm also excited to push forward on that and get that finished. So I'm gonna say goodbye from this video. I hope you enjoyed it. A lot of prep for the tool shed so that when the time comes to next work on it, I can go full steam ahead and hopefully make a big dent in this foundation work. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video.